Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another YNAB Whiteboard Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about savings accounts, and I wanted to illustrate a way you can simplify your life and not lose anything at all as far as how you want to track your finances. A lot of times people will set up with either an online bank or a local bank or whatever. They'll set up many different savings accounts, like an emergency fund, maybe a new car, maybe a vacation, Christmas. They'll set up all these different accounts, and they're physically separate accounts. And then whenever you have that, you have 4 different account numbers, and then you've got 4 different statements that come through email or whatever. And then sometimes even, some banks do this, 4 different 1099s, which I think is crazy, for your interest earnings and things like that. So you track these all separately, and there's a reason for that. That's because you want to break out your funds. You don't want to just have one big savings account with one big lump of money in there. You want to be able to know, well, this much is for my emergency fund, for my new car, and things like that, and do all these transfers in there and things. But what actually happens is you have actual video, or the categories in your budget can do just the same thing, and you only need one account. So instead of having all these separately, physically different accounts and inefficiently trying to track all that with different statements and things, you can just basically put them all into one. So I would set up a savings master category, and then underneath I would have my subcategories: my emergency fund, my new car, vacation, and Christmas. And there you have it. So it's all in one account, but you still have that granularity of being able to track different goals for those emergency fund and new car and all that. The nice thing about this is your physical account balances, let's say that total for all 4 of those at the time was $2,000, and then your emergency fund was $1,000 of it, and the new car was $200, and the vacation was $300, and Christmas was $500. That's all great. This would be the same thing. You get the same tracking. Your savings account master category, that total would be $2,000. And then underneath, each of your category balances would match up. So your emergency fund would have $1K in it, new car $200, vacation $300, Christmas $500. And they all just roll up, so you get the same exact tracking here that you would have here, but without all of the hassle of 4 different savings accounts, 4 different transfers, and all of that. So that's basically it. YNAB can basically take any account and subdivide it into targeted purposes, jobs for each of those dollars. And that's what it was built for. So use it for that, and you'll find things are a little simpler, and you're just as effective. Thanks. There you go. We're starting it up. And then I've got my categories. You can scroll and see, and if I want to add a new category, like for lawn and garden, spring, so that's important, that pops up. I can add a payee. I should do this like a screencast or something, but anyway, it remembers payees. It's very cool. I can cancel that. I can view my account balances and go that way, or I can go back to my budget. If I click sync, it brings up the syncing mechanism, and I just have to go to YNAB and initiate it, and then it all just kind of talks, and it's kind of magical. Anyway, very cool. Beta, but moving along well. I don't have an ETA for it. We'd have to submit it to Apple first, and Apple will have to approve it. And I don't know how long the Apple approval process takes.